Hello everyone, Paul Hiley here. I hope you all had a very nice Christmas and are still enjoying the festivities. I very much doubt we've all gone through our hampers yet. I had a very nice Christmas, in case anyone was wondering. Except I woke up Christmas morning with a really sore throat, which I felt like was the sign of bad things to come. And at the moment it is, hence the title of the video. We're focusing on if you are too ill to train, or when you are too ill to train. Now the problem is, a lot of people will train through it, irregardless of whether they are ill or not. I know I am guilty of this in the past. Sometimes it depends. If I've got a bad headache, or just standard cold, I'll probably I'll train with that, because I figure, well, it's not too bad. It's just a case of the shivers or whatever. Yeah. So I think really and truly you've got to question when you wake up in the morning, or when you go to the gym, and if you feel that you are physically not where you want to be, you've got to ask yourself really: A, are you able to do what you had planned for that day? And B, are you able to do something else instead of? So instead of like cancelling a whole workout or a whole session because you've not got the energy for lifting heavy, can you spin that around a bit and put yourself on the treadmill for 20 minutes, or go for a 20-minute walk, or blah blah blah. So yeah, so this is the the burning questions. Too ill to train. The first question is really, and that is with a question mark, because it is it's a case of how ill are you. Now, me personally at the moment, as I say, started Christmas Day, I've been fighting sort of like a cough, cold, chestish type thing. Felt really rough in the mornings with my throat. My throat was really rough and sore in the mornings. I've been coughing up chunks of phlegm, which is not nice. And my energy is a bit zapped. So I was going to actually train yesterday, but what happened in the end, I ended up getting called into work. I wasn't supposed to be working yesterday, but then I was supposed to be working yesterday. Then I done a job swap with my boss. Then my boss wanted to swap the job back, so I ended up going in, even though it planned for me to come up. It all makes sense somehow. Long story short, I went to work yesterday and I was about 12 hours gone, and by the time I got home, I was knackered. I try not to swear. I was very extremely exhausted. So let's just say that. So with the type of illness that you have that's making you think, I would say if your illness is affecting your ability to breathe, comfortably, then I would advise against doing any heavy lifting. Well, you can do some light stuff if you want to, if that's part of the training that you do. But at the end of the day, if you can't hold a good, if you can't breathe well, training is not really a constructive thing to do if you're not able to breathe properly. It's going to cause exhaustion to come a lot quicker, because you're going to be losing your breath a lot shorter. So that's just a general, a movement thing. Every time you cough, it takes a chunk of your air with it as well. So yeah, if you train well when you are ill, and it is something like a standard cold, I have trained through, because if it's not really affecting my if it's not really affecting my breathing, in a bad way, then I'll do it.
This has a lot to do with the whole firing situation.
Press the button there. So yeah, if my breathing can handle it and I can handle lifting the weight, then I will do it, because I've worked in warehouses and all my jobs I've been on my feet. So I often figure knackers term, if I'm well enough to work, I'm well enough to train. But as I say, if I'm on a particularly heavy session, I know that is not the case, and I am going to increase the chances of me causing myself an injury if I go for some heavy lifting when I know that my just sneeze halfway through a bench press, can cause myself some serious damage. So yeah, so what's the pros and the cons of training when you're ill? The pros of training when you are ill, you've got an excuse for not hitting that lift. I couldn't lift that weight today, I'm too ill. Yeah. And the cons of training when you are ill, well, there is a lot of them. You're vastly increasing the chance of you injuring yourself, and you're also increasing the chances of you staying iller for longer. If you need to rest up, with any sort of illness, even a common cold, even a common standard cold, 2 days of sneezing could turn into like a week of sneezing because you didn't want to avoid a day at the gym. Now I'm quite lucky-ish at the moment. I'm actually I'm in a deload week. Well, I am and I'm not. I'll talk about deloads later. But I've just finished. I finished my 12-week program I've been running just before Christmas week. So that was pretty good timing for that. But I am gutted because I do want to do my strongman, my mock strongman competition, which I've had to readjust a couple of bits just to make it more plausible, And I figure, it's my first crack at the whip of actually strongman event, more than one event, training in a day. So I really am excited about it, and I'm gutted about this because I was going to actually do it yesterday. So I woke up and I had the throat was sore and coughing up the phlegm. But I was like, it was like, you have a cold, you have anything, it's always worse in the mornings. So I figured I'll get a big breakfast down me. I'll see how I go. I'll see how I tick over. See if I'm feeling like I could lift. And I was going to do it. I was going to do it yesterday. But I got called into work, so that didn't happen. And as for doing it today, well, yesterday, I came home exhausted. I was shattered yesterday. Pretty much collapsed asleep. Tomorrow I am working all day again, so I'm going to have to set my... see how I am come the end of tomorrow when I get home. All going well. It's either going to be the Saturday... It's either going to be the day before New Year's Eve, which I think is the Saturday. Over in the UK anyway. Yeah, it's either going to be the day before New Year's Eve, but in more likelihood, and I'd love it as well. I'd love it to be New Year's Day. I'd love New Year's Day to be the day that I do my mock strongman competition, because there's one of those old sayings, whatever you're doing on New Year's Day, you'll be doing for the rest of the year. So if I'm not doing comp stuff, I at least want to be training that day. So I'm hoping I'd have kicked whatever this is. It's at the moment. I know obviously it's a rough time of year. It's the time of the year for the flus and that, and obviously the personal issues in reference to the Rona. I am one of those who has had my jabs and keep myself boosted. It's just a personal opinion, a personal thing, you know. So yeah, I don't think it's anything on those lines. But no, it's not. It's not. Just not giving myself ample time to rest to shift it, and it's always worse when it's on the chest as well, isn't it? You know. It's nasty. It's nasty. But yeah. So there we go. So, whenever you ask yourself, am I too ill to train? Just look at yourself in the mirror, start doing some walking, do some of your basic standard stretches. If you are lifting, lift light, make sure you get a warm up. Not everyone does get a warm up. I don't always have time to get a warm up. Weights, or if I do, they're close to the weight I'm aiming to be hitting the lift that day, just because it's me. I was like, you know what? In life, there's not always time for a warm up, so just get there, lift the weight, and hoist it, and you're either gonna get it or you're gonna fail. So yeah, but yeah, if you are feeling ill and you are thinking of having a workout the same day, that is when testing yourself on a warm up can be a good idea, because you'll know how far you can push yourself. Failing that, if you wake up and you know you are not in a fit state to be working out, then just don't do it. Just don't do it, because you need you actually need the energy to help get rid of the your viral thing, whatever's up with you. You know, your body needs the energy. So if you're zapping out all the energy on a big heavy lifting session, those the germs, the virusy things, whatever they are, whatever's niggling away at you, it's going to stay in there, because your body is going to. You might think this is me getting stronger, but your immune system's going. No, we lift weights. We don't. We're not trying to like. We want bigger muscles, not bigger immune systems. And well, yeah, it's very counterproductive, to be fair, to be lifting when you're ill, because it's going to take you longer to be able to get back on form. It's like, yeah, you might be able to lift. You'll be lifting heavier weights. You might be able to lift some heavier weights to build yourself slowly back up to where you normally are, which is good or bad. It depends. Well, it depends really on your own personal fitness levels and conditioning, doesn't it? As I say, I kind of caught this lucky because this was in the middle of a deload. So obviously it's a lot worse if it's a training day that you set out in your midweek, and then you have to cancel out on a training day because you wake up coughing and spluttering. Then it's a little bit different, and it's a little bit more hurtful. No one likes missing a day if they work out. No one. But yeah, you've got to you got to look after yourself, you know. So yeah, that's all. That's my two pence on. Are you really too ill to train? Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. As I say, there are ways of testing it. Do little tests. Have your breakfasts. Have a little warm up. See how you're feeling. Start light, and if it's all going fine, you'll know. You're going to know straight away once you get going. If you're feeling ill and you start doing any form of physical activity, if that form of physical activity feels harder than it normally would or should, you know you shouldn't be lifting any big heavy weights. Yeah. Well, there we go. That's it. There's the end of that one. I'll be speaking again soon. I might do a video. I'll do a next one. I will do on deloads, which is not lifting, or not lifting as heavy, or not working out as intense. to stop your body from, stop you from blowing yourself out of water. Right, but there we go. That is it for now. Check on the website www.paulharleylifts.co.uk. There is currently a massive sale going on. It's running until the 2nd of January. I've got a 50% sale on everything on there. That's my Ho-Ho Heavy program, which is currently a £5 bargain. And the 12-week personalised program, which is only £80 at the moment. And I know I've touched on it before. I will touch on it again because I think it's only fair. Because I'm doing what a lot of other people who are within the fitness industry are trying to do. I'm trying to make money. And a 12-week personalised program. It's because a lot of people are probably going to think 80 quid's still a lot of money for a personalised program. It's a lot of money if you don't want to achieve any physical goals beyond what you've got. Yeah. However, if you want to improve your strength, if you want to improve your size, if you want to lose excess body weight, if you want to improve your confidence, if you want to improve your length. Yeah, length. Length of life. It's not a lot of money. There is 0 negatives to getting fitter and healthier. 0 negatives. Someone please find me one. Someone please list them. Give me some comments about what's negative about being physically active or physically healthy. Anyone? What? Because it's not just you might look. You're like they just almost want to look good. They all just want to feel good. What's wrong with either of those? What's wrong with wanting to be stronger? I want to strive to be weaker. Okay, you can do that. But what's wrong with wanting to be stronger? I don't get it. I'm lost when people try and argue off. Oh, look at the negative sides of being healthy, though. Yeah, all right. You do that. You do that. In the meantime, all of you with a touch of the old common sense. Yeah, go onto the website. Check it out. And, if you're interested, contact me. It's the start of the new year now. Well, it's not quite yet, but we're going up there, and I know all of us have been overindulged. Maybe you've been thinking, I want this to be my year. Maybe you've been thinking, what do I do? How do I get started? Contact me. If as I said, I got a wife and 4 kids. I know £80 is a lot of money. I know it is. That said, if you've got it spare in the bank and you want to change your life, right? Obviously, the physical side of it is the initial part, but if you want to change you will change your life. Your life will change. If you will find you can run after that bus that you left your wallet on or something. Healthy is good. It is good to be healthy. And I will always wave that flag. So yeah. You'll take care. Keep it strong. Keep happy. Keep healthy. I'm trying. That's why I've had to give myself a break. But, yeah. Ta-da.